It's sports with Ruthie Polinsky.
Happy NFL. We're going to recap every single NFL game that took place today.
The men's team riding a 6-game win streak heading into tonight's game. I talked to head coach Nelson Haggerty briefly yesterday, and he told me that they're going to have to ride that momentum into tonight's game.
You're 4-0, right?
Right.
Why? Why are you 4-0? Why are you winning?
The team.
Last year, the Mustangs season ended in the NCAA Division II tournament as they were upset by Lubbock Christian right here in D.L. Ligon Coliseum.
Something crazy happened in Texoma this week. 3 Texoma athletes brought home wins for their teams by scoring on a buzzer beater. So that's kind of crazy.
And I said, Coach, how you doing? He said, well, Ruthie, I'm 0-7.
I wanted to ask you guys, do you have any Valentine's Day plans?
Hanging out with you.
Oh, yes. I love it.
Cameron claimed their first win at D.L. Ligon Coliseum in 26 years last year. How important is it to you tonight to defend your home court?
I picked out a few of my favorites from the earlier games. Obviously, I'm going to start with Michigan since I am a Wolverine myself.
All right, Drake, thanks so much. Good luck tonight. I got my Tiger Red on for you.
All right, thank you.
Delvin, back to you.
As always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Ruthie Polinsky, and I hope every day is as great as game day. The Elite 14 Showcase is in its 12th year of existence, and it's being held right here in Wichita Falls at Hershey High School today. You guys have so much fun. Is that, I mean, just driving away, it's just now, you know, these guys driving away from film practice, they're honking the horn and blaring music. Like, it's always a good time with you guys. And you see that on the field, and I think you guys get to show that more in this league than you would in the NFL, or you would in maybe even the CFL. Can the Lions compete with the Hawks, led by Bowie Franks and Dylan Meyer, who have combined for 31 rushing touchdowns this season? Let's find out.
It seems like Graham is peaking at the right
Absolutely.
time.
That's a great little comparison. We get to hear from former Oklahoma Sooner and San Francisco 49er running back Spencer Tillman to get his take. You don't want to miss it. I just have the urge right now to sing, just the two of us.
We can harmonize. We should have prepared. We're sorry. We should have done that for you guys. Yeah,
Tonight at 10.
Tonight at 10. We'll have it.
Well, the MSU football team on the road in the first round of the NCAA Division II playoffs. We have highlights and a final score for you up next.
I'm excited.
I know you are. She has been beaming from ear to ear all morning as well. She should be.
Don't eat the cheese.
But I like cheese, Mickey.
I got the Browns.
I like cheese.
The Browns are more like Swiss cheese. I mean, they got so many holes in this.
Yeah.
Yes. Sports joke.
Star MSU review featuring a good weekend for MSU tennis and softball. Plus later, our top 10 plays of the week. We'll be right back.
Earlier this season, I talked to head coach Danny Youngs, and he told me that after going 0-10 a year ago, the Huskies' biggest goal this season was just to make the playoffs, and they did that this year. It's going to be a good one, Tobin. I'm currently joined by Dane Williams and Logan Cook, 2 coaches' sons, before tonight's very hyped-up matchup between Petrolia and Munster. Tonight, they host Crum, and Crum has made a little bit of a name for itself here in Texoma. The last time they played a Texoma team, they handed Iowa Park their first loss of the season in a triple overtime game. Despite the insecurities of having a new quarterback take the field this season, head coach Scott Boswell feels comfortable with the O-line, who's protecting the new guy taking the snaps. In Game 1 of the American League Division Series, Cole Hamels on the mound for the Rangers, Marco Estrada for the Blue Jays. We'll have more from Globe Life Park tonight at 6. He said, well, Ruthie, I'm 0-7. But guess what, guys? Braswell hasn't won a game yet this season either. In fact, they're getting outscored by their opponents 44-5. It looks like the Coyotes could potentially walk away with their first win of the season tonight.
Ruthie, the Lady Cats have had a pretty incredible run so far this season.
The Lady Cats have achieved part 1 of their goal. They've made it here to Garland, Texas for the state tournament. They've been here before. They made it to the state tournament in 2014, but tonight they look for their first ever state tournament win. Tonight's game comes down to a matter of points. The Holiday Eagles looking to win or lose by only a point in order to secure that second seed. The Tigers looking to win big, at least by 7 points. Regardless, both teams are looking to avoid that 4th seed as they would have to face third-ranked Gunter in the first round of the playoffs. The Hershey Huskies won their first 2 games of the season by a combined 122 points, but last week they faced a tough loss to Graham. The Vernon Lions coming off their first win of the season. So coming up later in sports, I'll be joined by Vernon head coach Mark Bateman as well as Hershey head coach Danny Youngs to preview tonight's game. We'll be right back. Last year, Seymour won this matchup 49-21, but I think both of these coaches that I'm joined by know that this year might look a little bit different than that. Aren't you kind of glad we're not playing in today's heat?
Yeah, it's good that we're not playing, for me anyway.
Going off of that, do you feel any added pressure knowing that you guys are essentially the only thing standing between Crum and a district title? Seminole had a pretty impressive win last week. They upset Perryton, scored 20 points in that fourth quarter. Did you emphasize in practice this week that this is a team that's not going to give up? Logan, you guys have had an extremely successful season so far. You're the #1 team in the state. What do you think it is about your team that's allowed you to be so successful this season? You've overcome a double-digit deficit 3 times this season to take a win. What does that say about the fight in this group? Talk about how some of those games have prepared you for facing the 7th-ranked team in the state tonight. Seymour's David Watson ended the game with 150 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns. How are you going to stop him tonight? You guys are coming off an incredible season. You're the defending district champs. Does that momentum carry into this year? Talk about this game happening behind us right now. Iola and Weimer just forced it to 4 sets. You'll be playing the winner of this game if you advance to that state championship game. What excites you about that? And this is one last go-around with 2 of your best friends. I know Riley Watson and Cody Fletcher. Are you excited to kind of soak that in with them tonight? You guys started district play 0-2, but now you find yourself in a situation where you could potentially secure that 2nd seed. Is it frustrating for you as a coach to head into a game knowing that you have to win by a certain amount of points? It's not just about that win. Last year, the Tigers limited your offense to under 200 yards. What is it about Electra's defense, and how do you plan to tackle that tonight? Thank you, Coach. Thank you so much for your time and for yeah, you can take your hat back too.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you, Coach.
Now, sports on Fox with Ruthie Polinsky.
Then it's Igor Ibaka with a mid-range jumper. He would finish the night with 15 points, giving MSU a 1-point lead here. He recorded a double-double with 10 rebounds. Check out Sheldon Hajigal draining a 3 of his 15 points for the night. In the first period, Wildcats are down 3-1. Ricky Carballo streaks down the ice, passes to Stephen Tilley, who knocks it in. Cats within 1. In the first set, that's Megan Bettis with the kill, tying this one up early. She had 18 kills today. Look out, here comes Tatum with the steal, the fast break, and the layup. 2 of her 29 points today. Windthorst defeats Graham 58-48. Puts the Raiders up 1-0, part of a 2-run second inning for the Raiders. Bottom of the third, Race Radke to right center. It drops. This brings around Parker Kelly to score. No problem. I sat next to his mom today, so that was a little early Mother's Day present for her. Raiders go on to win 10-0 in this one. They sweep the series. They're headed to the area playoffs. Later, Dak Prescott with a 23-yard pass to Dez Bryant, but did Dez catch it? He did not, guys. The call is overturned. Dallas would settle here for a field goal. So Dallas gets up 9-7. 20 seconds left in regulation. Mavs down 2. Harrison Barnes drives into the lane, gets all the way to the rim. Bucks and Mavs head into overtime. We're tied at 74. It's JJ Barea who's open at the top of the key. He drains the 3. Mavs taking a 5-point lead. With 1 minute and 7 seconds left in overtime, JJ Barea makes the cross-court pass to a wide-open Wesley Matthews for 3. A pass that would make Dak Prescott proud. Mavs outscore the Bucks 12-1 in overtime. Encourage. A word describing a cheerleader's job, and a word used throughout the night in Abilene, as over 80 cheer squads filed into a venue at the Taylor County Expo Center. High school and college students from all over the state of Texas gathered together in support of Iraan, a small West Texas town mourning the loss of their cheer sponsor, 52-year-old Liz Pope. Last week, as the Iraan cheer squad loaded the bus after their football team advanced to the 2A state semifinal game with a win over the Monday Moguls, they never imagined such a special night could turn so tragic so quickly. A bus crash claimed the life of their dear sponsor, leaving many severely injured. When Abilene Cooper and Abilene High cheerleaders found out Iraan would be playing at their Shotwell Stadium, they wanted to show encouragement and support in any way they could. The 2 rival schools joined together to put on a dinner before the football game, inviting any cheer squad willing and able to participate. They never imagined the turnout would be this.
Once we figured out that Iraan was coming into Abilene for their big game, we felt a bit of a responsibility to take action.
There was definitely a part in all of us, I think, that was like, whoa, like, we just traveled to a playoff game last week, like that could have been us.
6 Texoma cheer squads made the trip to Abilene to support the Braves. The Monday Moguls extremely connected to this tragedy.
So when we got the call in the car on the way back from the game, one of our cheerleaders got a call from her mom, and it said, all she said was bus and crash. The first thing we immediately did was we all grabbed hands and we started praying. We just knew that we had to support them no matter what.
We have like a connection with them just a little bit, but like everybody else just came to help and encourage them and support them, and it was so amazing.
I find it absolutely amazing that there's kids all over from the state of Texas here. I think it's incredible that people could just come this close together and support someone they probably don't even know, probably have never even heard of them, but tonight they come together to support them no matter what, win or lose.
Hello. Archer City cheer coach Sonia Oliver knows there's something special about the connection between a cheer coach and her girls. Attending the dinner and the game was a no-brainer.
Last year my husband had leukemia, and I missed the biggest part of football season, and my girls, they all came together and they ran the season basically without me, and it's kind of special to us because even though I was a phone call away for them if they needed anything, just the fact that I was away from them, you know, I think my girls certainly understand what it's like for your coach to not be there all of a sudden, and so I think it just kind of did, you know, it held a special place for us, so it was important to us to be here and support them and to do what's right.
As a cheer mom who's watched her daughter for the last 7 years leave after a game, it could have easily been them, her, and I was just heartbroken, and the outpouring is just overwhelming. It is a beautiful, beautiful thing that these people are doing, and I'm glad to be a part of it, and I'm glad my girls are here.
And I always try to teach my girls that they're not just cheerleaders, they're encouragers. They are supposed to encourage those around them, not just at football games and basketball games, and I feel like that's exactly what we're doing tonight.
Lord, let it be about people coming together.
After a powerful sermon and a lot of Chick-fil-A,
Yeah, do you need ketchup too?
over 700 cheerleaders overflowed the stands of Shotwell Stadium to cheer. Yes, for the football team, but also for the town of Iraan and the cheerleaders who are suffering so greatly.
When you see other people struggling, you cheer them, you encourage them to keep running this race called life.
On a chilly night in West Texas, no one was cold. The warmth of the Texas high school sports culture lit the stadium on fire, carrying the Braves to an inspiring win over Wellington. And they'll play in the state title game this Friday. A goal the team has worked towards the entire season now has a whole new meaning.
It just shows, you know, like the power of compassion.
It's for Liz. It's for the cheerleaders. It's for Texas.
I don't think we could have asked for anything more. This support that we're receiving, it's crazy. It really is. We're very thankful.
Last October, we told you a story about the Wichita Falls soccer team joining forces with the Rider soccer team to lend a hand to 15-year-old Ramon Gonzalez, also known as LG. Wristbands and T-shirts were sold in order to raise money for LG, who in September of 2015 was diagnosed with leukemia.
Get in your groups, let's go, knock the ball around.
Now, after a year of treatment, LG is back on the soccer field with his teammates.
Nervous, but I was excited at the same time because I missed them and I've been gone for so long. I finally got to play soccer. I missed that the most. So I knew I couldn't give up. I had to do it for them because they were waiting for me back home.
His fitness, you know, we had to get him in shape a little bit, and he's still kind of coming along, but going through what he went through, it's unbelievable. We just watched film from my game the other day, and he received a ball from one side, picked his head up, and just put a ball right to a guy's feet on the backside, just like he hadn't missed a beat.
LG attacked his battle with leukemia similar to the way he handles challenges on the soccer field, with a smile and fighting to win.
He dedicated did everything the doctors told him to do. I know he had some other friends with the same diagnosis in the hospital, and he saw one of them finish his therapy in a certain number of days, and he wanted to beat that guy. He wanted to finish it in less days and get back as quickly as he could. So, and that definitely is the same character that he has on the field. Hard worker, doing everything you ask him to do, and I think it helped him out definitely in his recovery.
Even when he was in that hospital bed, he was a happy guy. So, we walk in and he's trying to smile. And even though he couldn't, he tried to smile.
When I was going through chemo, it weared me down. It was very harsh on me. My mom kept motivating me to keep going because sometimes I felt giving up. My coach was there for me, so was my team. I couldn't do it without them.
As if the Coyotes didn't already want big things this year, now they have yet another reason to play harder than ever. LG is back.
It's crazy. It's really crazy. It's an unbelievable story. And we're so great to have him back, and he's going to be a big part of our team this year.
Him coming on the field the other day for his first game, just a little over a year after being diagnosed, it was incredible.
It'd be sort of like how you said, a fairy tale season if we make it pretty far this year, especially with him.
Break it out on LG. You want to break it out?
Young on 3. 1, 2, 3, yes!
With your Sports Spotlight, Ruthie Polinsky, KFDX3 Sports.